What is going on, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Happy Sunday, happy Saturday, happy Monday, depending on the time you're watching. Welcome to today's video. I titled it Wall Street Memes is Dumping. So at the time that I was working on the thumbnail, doing all this title and all this BS, it looks like it's slightly now going back up. So now we're going to go ahead and talk about a quick update of what is going on with Wall Street Memes overall. And hopefully you guys like the new soundboard, by the way. Let me know what you guys think. I still have to go ahead and work on it. I really don't know how good it actually sounds, but we're trying to improve every day as a content creator, right? So that's the goal. So just want to go ahead and give all of you guys a heads up. I am not a holder of Wall Street Memes. I mentioned that on the last live stream that I did on Friday, which I had a wonderful time with all of you. I appreciate all those new subscribers that are coming in, joining the part of the community. And like I did mention, not because I'm not a holder doesn't mean I'm not going to go ahead and cover it and talk about it. Like I said, overall, we're just going to go ahead and talk about what is going on with the whole entire sentiment of the market, and as well we're going to go ahead and talk about any updates moving forward with Wall Street Memes, what we could go ahead and be expecting. So if you are brand new to the channel, go ahead and make sure to smash that like button for me, and most importantly, go ahead and like and comment. The best way to go ahead and get these streams going is being more interactive. So in the meantime, let me go ahead and fix all my audio settings. Hopefully that's good. Comment down below if my music is a little too loud. So let me go ahead and start posting all my links that I need, and in the meantime we get some heads coming up in the chat. So let me go ahead and post my links. Right now, we are currently partnered up with MEXC, and we are currently giving all the way up to 20,000 in sign-up bonuses. So go ahead and support the channel by using my MEXC link down below. That's actually the link I'm going to go ahead and put together right now. So give me 1 second. Hopefully it comes out good, man. Because I don't know what's going on here. It looks like I accidentally posted it twice. So I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful Sunday today. Starting a little late. I usually start a little bit earlier when it comes to these live streams. So we're going to go ahead and test at different times. Typically I go a little bit earlier. Like I mentioned, going a little bit later right now. So we're going to go ahead and see how much traction we actually get on Sundays around this time. So typically I go live a little bit earlier, but like I mentioned, I've been sick, and I'm testing out new things to the channel because I do believe that the month of October is going to be definitely a very volatile month. So let's go ahead and get started now. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day today, spending time with the family, enjoying your day off, and getting ready for the week. I like to go ahead and start off these live streams on Sundays to go ahead and get a quick update of what we could be expecting in the market overall. So we're going to go ahead and talk about Wall Street Memes. Is it going to go ahead and continue to dump? Are we going to go ahead and get a pump? And some very exciting news, as I was checking on the Telegram, there's a lot of new exchanges that will be getting listed on, and it looks like they might be having a buyback program coming in October, and today is October, so we're gonna go ahead and see. It looks like Wall Street Memes is gonna have a really good month, and I'm very excited for all those that did purchase. I'm not a holder myself, but I'm excited for you, because if Wall Street Memes does really well, that means meme coin season is around the corner. So definitely go ahead and smash that subscribe button if you are a holder of Wall Street Memes. We're gonna go ahead and talk daily updates as much as possible in this channel, so I will go ahead and make sure to cover that and overall give my overall opinion, right? So we're going to go ahead and go over TA news on Wall Street Memes, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about Bitcoin and DXY and what we could be expecting in the market this coming up week, whether it's bullish, whether it's bearish. So this is the kind of news you want to go ahead and get. Make sure to go ahead and stay tuned to the end of the stream, and most importantly, interact, please interact. So this music is kind of annoying me, man. Let me go ahead and lower this thing. I usually like putting music in the background, but I just can't with this music, man. It's low-key kind of distracting. It's kind of pissing me off. So let's go ahead and see. Let me just go ahead and put some other music in the background. And I'll start the stream. I think it was this one right here I like. Yeah, this is alright. We'll do this. Hopefully the music's not too loud in the back. I think that should be good, right? Go ahead and comment down below if the music is a little too annoying. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and take a look at Wall Street memes, what is currently going on. So at the time that I was making the video, we were currently down like about 25%. Currently right now we are up about, well, technically up like 5%, right? So it looks like we are having a reversal. We're going to go ahead and talk about what we could be expecting moving forward. The total market cap right now is 107.96 million, and we actually went as high as 120 to 130 if I'm not mistaken. We actually did hit 7 cents on Saturday, if I could remember, Friday night. So you know, we're going to go ahead and see what's going to go ahead and go on moving forward. Are we going to go ahead and continue to dump? Was it just profit taking for the next leg up? Or is this going to zero? So we're going to go ahead and find out. It looks like the community is very, very hyped. I mean, this is probably like the most hyped project right now out there, considering the fact that, you know, Pepe kind of took a massive turn. So we're going to go ahead and see where things are going. But I do see an increase of holders, which is definitely a good sign, right? So we're currently at 31,027,000 holders and currently sitting at a 24-hour volume of 991,000 of volume with a liquidity of 501,000, which I really don't like, but I'm assuming probably is because a lot of the liquidity is sitting on a lot of these centralized exchanges. So not something to worry about too much, but it is something to definitely be concerned of. I mean, market cap at 107 million, liquidity at only barely not even a million. It is quite concerning, you know what I mean? So we're going to go ahead and see where things are going with that. But let's go ahead and take a look at the 4 hourly. We're going to go ahead and start off with the 4 hourly, the 15-minute chart, and then the rest of the charts. Let me go ahead and start off with the daily first, though. So with the daily right now, we were having a doji on a red. It looks like we might be finishing up on a green, which technically means that there might be a bigger reversal coming in. So we could go ahead and be expecting a bigger leg up. So we could be approaching this coming up next couple days, maybe in a week, maybe 2 weeks. We could be approaching the 12-cent area. So right now we could go ahead and say safely that because we were looking at this at the time right here, this was a very strong area of resistance. And as all of you know, and if you don't know, once you go ahead and break resistance, it's a really good sign of some bullish momentum coming in, and we actually did see that. So, you know, usually when the red flags begin to go ahead and happen is when it does not hold its support. And remember, resistance becomes support and support becomes resistance. So currently right now, this once prior resistance is now the new support. So as long as we could go ahead and hold above this area right here and we don't fall below, and let me go ahead and tell you exactly what kind of point. It doesn't mean it's going to happen we touch it and we completely dump, right? You have to go ahead and keep in mind that usually these are just areas of interest and areas of buying, right? So we definitely do not want to go ahead and see it fall below 4 cents and 260 if you want to be exact, right? With 4 cents 260. How's it going, Happy? Thank you for joining. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. Thank you. So let's go ahead and see. So definitely it doesn't mean that if we touch 4 cents it's over. No, it doesn't mean that, guys. It means that if we fall below 4 cents, like let's say for example if we don't actually get a full-on doji right here, technically this is a very strong strong candlestick, right? It gives us an indicator of a massive reversal coming in depending on the time frame that we're watching it in, right? So as long as we do go ahead and stay on the green is going to give us a good sign that there is some bullish momentum coming in, getting ready for the next leg up, which I think it's a pretty big possibility due to the fact that there's some new exchange listings coming up, and there's also going to be a buyback program from what I read on the Telegram, which I'm going to be pulling up shortly. So I do believe that we could possibly, more than likely, see 12 cents coming in around the corner in the next coming days, right? But we always have to go ahead and play both scenarios, right? We have to go ahead and look at both sides. So as long as we could go ahead and hold above this, we're good, right? As soon as we see a fall below, like we see a fall below this area right here, just to keep it very, very simple, it's not going to be that. It's not going to be a good sign. Hey, what's up, Saeed? How's it going, bro? Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday today, Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Monday morning. Hope you're having a wonderful day today, bro. Did you buy Wall Street memes, by the way? Comment down below if any of you guys watching right now, chat, go ahead and make sure to comment down below if any of you have bought Wall Street memes. Like I mentioned, I'm not a holder of Wall Street memes. I'm just analyzing, looking at for an entry, whether it's going to be longing this market, shorting this market. But ideally, I would like to go ahead and jump into Wall Street memes if they go ahead and enable futures trading. Once they enable futures trading, guys, I'm going to go ahead and be trading this back and forth. But in the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and analyze it. I'll go ahead and bring all the news for you. So if you are a subscriber of Wall Street memes, definitely go ahead and smash that subscribe button for me, because I will be doing all the content for you and updates in order for all of you to go ahead and stay tuned. We having a good day, man. Nice. We're in Charlotte, so still in the morning. Nice. Hell no, I won't. So Saeed saying that he won't go ahead and buy. He won't definitely go ahead and buy Wall Street memes. And I've told everybody, you know, pretty transparent. I told all of you that for me personally, I don't feel too confident with Wall Street memes, but it doesn't mean that it can go up, right? It doesn't matter what John wants. It all matters what the community wants, right? If the community wants to push this project to $1, it's gonna happen, guys. It doesn't matter what I think, right? I could be giving you all the reasons why it's gonna dump, and it could do completely the opposite. And that's the beauty of meme coins, right? As long as there's a very strong, supportive community and the developers are doing their thing and the team is being very active, meme coins could go ahead and really do change a lot of opportunities. I completely blank myself what I was trying to say. They could definitely go ahead and bring a lot of generational wealth is what I was trying to say. So we're gonna go ahead and see where things go on, man. We're gonna go ahead and see. Like I said, I'm waiting patiently for them to enable futures trading. Once they do that, and they do that on MEXC, I'm definitely going to go ahead and be taking advantage of that 200x and some sign-up bonuses too. So definitely go ahead and support the channel. Use my MEXC link down below. No KYC required. Takes less than 3 seconds to go ahead and create an account. That's where I trade when I am trading any of these meme coins. I like using leverage. It's a lot riskier, but I've noticed that with meme coins, they usually, after launch, they typically go down. So I like shorting them. I like longing them during launch, make a couple gains, and then go ahead and short. So we're gonna go ahead and see where Wall Street memes goes, man. To be honest, the way they mark it, that coin, it was confusing for me. And the pre-sale thing, I felt having a speak offer in a paper toilet offer. Yeah, man. The way they did things, honestly, it was very, very confusing for myself as well. It looked like you had to go ahead and enter some sort of kind of pre-sale, and then once the pre-sale came in, every other month the price would go up. And it was quite interesting, right? Because when it launched, it ended up taking a massive dip. Like, it had a massive sell-off. People did buy the dip, and now they're up, you know, probably like 1x on their position. But measuring it from now, they're probably up 1x around here. And apparently from what I was hearing is that they haven't fully been able to claim all their tokens. They're saying that today was supposed to be the day that a lot of people were going to go ahead and claim tokens. And it says right here, next exchange listing in 2 days. So they also have the exchange listing in 2 days. Honestly, in my opinion, to be completely transparent, I would say it should be doing more than what it currently is right now. Like, I mean, considering the fact that it's at 100 million something market cap with now over 31,000 holders, I would have thought like the hype would have been through the roof, right? But anything could change. Sometimes news gets delayed. Sometimes it takes a couple influencers to go ahead and talk about it and push the project. But like I mentioned, for myself, I'm just staying in the sideline, analyzing, looking for an opportunity to go ahead and jump. For me personally, it's just not worth the risk. Even if I analyze it right here, if I analyze the risk from entering at 5 cents and potentially maybe going up to 10 cents, to me, it just doesn't make any sense, right? Some of you did buy in very, very early. So to some of you, I don't know what price you got it in pre-sale. So it might be worth it for you, right? But for me personally, because I didn't get in pre-sale and I missed out, I just don't see the risk for me. I just don't see the risk to reward. Doesn't really make sense to me. Like, can it really go ahead and hit $1? 100%, but it's really all going to go ahead and depend on the team, depend on the community, and that takes time, right? But it doesn't mean there isn't opportunities. Like right now that we're sitting in the sideline, I could say, you know what, I'm not buying into Wall Street memes, but maybe in 1 week, maybe I see a buying opportunity that I swing trade this. You know what I mean? So I'm open to swing trading this, but I'm not open to holding this long term. So we're gonna go ahead and see where things go. Like I mentioned, I'm just analyzing it right now. That's usually what traders do. And investors have a different mindset. They like to go ahead and buy in early. For me, for all those that have been subscribed to the channel, you guys know my whole entire outlook with the market. You know, we analyze the DXY, we analyze Bitcoin, we analyze Bitcoin dominance. So we understand what is going on in the market, and we haven't received that signal to tell us to go ahead and start investing in these cryptocurrency projects, right? Whether they're meme coins, whether they're altcoins. I've been saying the last couple weeks, couple months, that I believe altcoins and meme coins could go ahead and have another additional 60 to 80% dump. And then I would like to go ahead and buy the dip. So for me personally, I'm waiting patiently. I know a lot of you that watch this channel are as well. And for all those that are brand new, like I mentioned, I like to go ahead and analyze overall the whole entire market, not just one project, because believe it or not, meme tokens have a lot of influence with what is going on with the US market, what is going on with the economy, what is going on with Bitcoin, what is going on with the DXY. It actually has a lot of factors that a lot of your favorite crypto influencers don't even know, and don't even know how to analyze any of this. So this is the reason why everybody in my community has been on top of what to go ahead and expect with the market, right? So we are getting closer to that meme coin season, right? And I'm very, very excited for that. All of you guys know how my change has been on that. I mentioned as soon as as soon as meme coin season begins, we're gonna go ahead and be swing trading a lot of these shit coins. But until we get the confirmation, we're gonna go ahead and do that. So right now, we're all sitting patiently, waiting on the sideline. From what I know, I'm sitting patiently right now on the sideline. I'm just analyzing the market. I'm taking a break from trading right now overall, and I'm just sitting back, relaxing, because last week was the last month of Q3, so now we're entering Q4. So I want to go ahead and see how the market's going to react. Is it going to be a time to short the market? Is it going to be the time to long the market? And really, you have to be patient for that. You can't just go ahead and jump in blindly and then ask yourself, why am I down 90% of my portfolio, right? Because there's a lot more indicators that justify the trade that you're in, and that's what I suggest all of you to go ahead and be aware all the time, right? Arnold, do you know that this created NFTs that were sold in 39 minutes? No, I did not know that. That's crazy, man. So they're also selling NFTs as well, or they started off with NFTs? Are you a holder of Wall Street memes, by the way, Arnold? Let me know down below. If so, let us all know what price, if you don't mind, telling us what price you got in to go ahead and buy in. But let me go ahead and do some TA, man, before I forget. I go off like my tantrums of just like saying all this stuff and I forget where I'm going at. But pretty much, guys, like I mentioned, I don't care whether I believe in this project or not. We're sticking to TA right now. TA is very, very minimal when it comes to a lot of these shit coins, so always keep that in mind. So I'm trying to stay neutral to my belief, and I'm just looking at the charts. I don't care what kind of news they're coming out with. I really don't care about anything. All I'm really looking at is I'm looking at the DXY, Bitcoin dominance, is meme coin season starting, and overall is Wall Street memes giving us any indicators to go ahead and enter this market, right? So let's go ahead and use our Fibonacci retracement right here. And even on this Fibonacci retracement, it does look like we are on the 618 area, guys. So that is a good sign. Usually on the 618 area, that means that it's definitely going to go ahead and bounce. Not always the case, but it's usually the case on a 618 retracement level. So we are currently on that 618. So that's another indicator to go ahead and give us that there's a possibility of a reversal coming in as well for a bigger leg to the upside. So let's go ahead and now take a look at the 4-hour chart and analyze what's going on. And as well, like I mentioned, right now so far, as long as we go ahead and hold this area of support, you should not be concerned. So if you are a holder of Wall Street memes, as long as we go ahead and don't fall below this square right here, you should be good. Nothing to panic about, right? Now, if it does fall below, then it's not going to be the best thing, right? It doesn't mean it's completely dead. Doesn't mean it can't pump, but it's usually not a good indicator showing us that there's lack of confidence that this project is going to go up any further. So that's on the 4 hourly. We definitely would like to go ahead and see some volume pick up a little bit more. Like I mentioned, it does look like that volume might be coming up with the news of a new listing coming in about 2 days. So an area that we would definitely want to go ahead and pay attention to is this area right here, which is a 7 cents area, and it went as high as 8 cents 201, right? So let me go ahead and put another price call out right here, price label, whatever you want to call it. Let me put it right there so we won't forget it, right? So we're not just throwing out numbers and forgetting. So as long as we could go ahead and break above this area right here, which is an 8201, and we stay above it, remember guys, like I mentioned, we like to keep it simple here: support, resistance, resistance, support, right? So as long as we could go ahead and break this area of resistance right now that we're struggling with, as you see on the 4 hourly, we've touched it multiple times. So we touched it twice right there, 3 times, and then 4 times. So we're going to go ahead and see if this is really going to be the true breakout. So there's 2 scenarios right here, right? We could either go ahead and retest this area of resistance one more time, and if we don't have enough confidence and volume coming in, then we're more than likely going to go ahead and get rejected down to the 4 cent area, which is around the area of support, right? So this is an area to still not freak out, because as long as we could go ahead and hold above this, then we're good. But as soon as it does dump below it and volume begins to decrease, it's not going to look too good, and it looks like there will be a possibility of coming down even lower if it doesn't hold that area of support. That's the bearish scenario, right? So let's go ahead and analyze the bullish scenario, because we're getting a somewhat of a doji candlestick on the daily. We're seeing that they are coming out with a new exchange listing in the next 2 days, and as well there also is a buyback program. So let's go ahead and analyze and keep that all in mind, and let's assume that the community is going to go ahead and continue to grow these next coming days. Maybe after today, there might be some people waking up during the Asian session and begin to buy Wall Street memes, right? So we want to go ahead and say that now this is the bullish scenario. So if we go ahead and break above this area of resistance, guys, then this is safe to assume that we will be hitting around the areas of 12 cents and 15 cents. So as long as we go ahead and hold above this area of, like I mentioned, resistance becomes support, support becomes resistance, because we broke that area of resistance, and now becomes our new area of support, which means our new low, right? So as long as we could go ahead and push to the upside very, very strongly, you could go ahead and expect another dip down to the 8 cents, and that will give us a better indicator of how the market is really feeling, right? Are they really feeling Wall Street memes? Do they really think they could go ahead and push this to $1? And then as long as we hold that area of support, then we can go ahead and talk about, approaching the 20 cents. But I do think that 12 cents is very, very doable in the next coming days. 12 to 20 cents is my price target. 20 cents is pushing a little bit too much, but if we do have that buyback program and this next exchange listing is a big exchange, maybe Binance, and the hype comes in, then we could definitely easily see it pump above 20 cents. But like I said, I like to go ahead and play it realistic. And realistically, if we do go ahead and break above that area of resistance, 12 cents is definitely around the corner. Very, very doable. Not even trying to hype you up. Hyping you up would be, anywhere between above 25 cents, which I said is very, very doable as well. But like I mentioned, 12 cents could be an area that we will be coming to in the next coming days. So definitely be on the lookout for that if you are a holder of Wall Street memes. As I mentioned, I'm not a holder. So we're staying neutral on both levels and just looking for entries really to go ahead and trade. So as long, for me personally, if we could go ahead and break above the 8 cents and we could hold 8 cents really, really nicely, and then we get like futures enabled for Wall Street memes, I'm definitely going to be swing trading this. I'm going to be longing it and I'm going to be shorting it, right? Because that's what I would like to go ahead and do during this time of the market, because I mentioned that right now for me personally, I haven't received any kind of indicator to show us that we are in somewhat of a bullish trend or a bull market. So right now we're going to go ahead and see if any movement and volatility that we are actually getting from Bitcoin, if it's actually a bull trap, if this is actually a real volatility, what is going to be going on. And like I mentioned, we are just starting the month of October, and for me personally, I would like to go ahead and analyze how the market will react before I go ahead and place any positions, whether I long or short this market. Can you go ahead and long and short any of these markets? Yes, but in my opinion, I think it's really, really risky right now because, you know, the month just started and we really want to go ahead and see how people are going to feel. So you could make a lot of money right now, but you could also lose a lot of money. So just be very, very cautious with the volatility coming in the month of October. I think October is going to be bullish. But like I mentioned, it doesn't matter what I think. What's going to matter is what the market tells us. So, and that's the indicator that I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for an indicator to the market to tell us that we are in somewhat of a bullish momentum. Doesn't mean we are in a bull run. Keep that in mind. Bullish momentum is two different things in a bull run. You know, the actual real bull run you're waiting for is not going to be here until another year, year and a half, in my opinion, right? Why? Inflation's going up, the DXY. There's a lot of things that have to actually happen in the global world in order for the real big, you know, bull run when Bitcoin surpasses $80,000. There's a long way to go, a year, year and a half. But it doesn't mean there isn't money to be made in between sessions. Remember. So let me go ahead and read some comments right now. And there are only about 2 billion coins in the pre-sale, collected over 30 million. Yes, holder at 0.027. So Arnold got in at a pretty good price. So he's in profit right now. So even then, even if it was to go ahead and hit, you know, the 50 cents to a $1, he will be in really deep into the profits, as we saw a lot. I think it was Mark and a few of you as well were telling me how you guys really believe that, you know, $1 or $2 and above is your price target. So I want to ask you, Arnold, what is your price target, man? What do you think Wall Street memes could go ahead and hit? Do you have a price target of exiting and slowly selling when it hits above a certain area, whether it's 50 cents, $1, $2? Do you think it could hit $10 to $20? I think with the buyback burn, it'll definitely go ahead and push the momentum up that Wall Street memes really needs. Hey, how's it going, Ryan? Hope you're doing well today, man. Hope you're doing well. Ferris, brother, I want to know before I repost your live stream if you allow. Yeah, man, you could go ahead and repost it. I hope you're having a good day today, man. Ferris, I haven't seen you ever around the live stream, so I hope you could go ahead and smash that subscribe button for me and join the community. Like I mentioned, we like to go ahead and keep things neutral, man. It doesn't matter what John wants. It doesn't matter what you want. What really matters is what the market wants, and that's why we try to stay neutral. Not because I don't believe in Wall Street memes or I'm not a holder. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to go ahead and give you both scenarios of a positive and a negative. Like I said, we really all don't know until we really go ahead and see this coming up week, how much of that hype could really come in. And like I mentioned, if it does hold above 8 cents, and I'm seeing the volume and the momentum that I want with futures enabled, I'm going to be taking advantage of the hype that will be coming in, the volume that will be coming in to go ahead and trade this. But I'm gonna be honest, I really doubt they're gonna go ahead and bring in futures trading right away, because I think if they bring in futures trading, I think it's going to dump a lot, honestly, and I think they know that, so I think they might go ahead and hold off with futures trading, and I think they're going to go ahead and do that towards their last resort, where they're like, you know what, we need more volume to get pushed, to go ahead and push this to the upside, and I think that's what might happen. But like I said, I'm just I can't even come up with the word that I'm trying to say. It's all speculation is what I'm trying to say. So we're going to go ahead and see where things really go moving forward. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me go ahead and pull out now the Telegram that I saw, because I am following them on Telegram. Like I said, I'm keeping up with the news of what's going on. And we actually, if we go ahead and see their Telegram right here, always make sure, if you're brand new to Telegram, always go ahead and make sure to click on the pinned messages. That's one of the quickest ways to go ahead and get to your information if you want. The community seems, you know, somewhat hype. Typically, when you're analyzing a lot of these meme tokens, there's different ways. But like I mentioned, the fact that we were like 20-something thousand holders literally on Friday, now we're at 30-something, like that's a really good sign, right? So I do expect if with the listing, with the buyback, and if we're getting an indicator that meme coin season is here, guys, this will be really, really good for all of us, right? Whether you're a holder of Wall Street memes or not, that means that a lot of the tokens that we have been either holding on to, or the new meta that is going to be coming out, which I think is going to be like Wall Street memes related, there's going to be a lot of volatility. And with volatility, that means there's going to be a lot of money to be made, and there's also going to be a lot of money to be lost as well. So definitely I'm really am hoping, crossing my fingers and cheering that Wall Street memes does deliver to the market what everybody's so hyped about, in order for all of us to go ahead and get that meme coin season started. I really do think that if Wall Street memes does begin to push to the upside, a lot of people that haven't touched crypto in a while are going to go ahead and FOMO in, right? So let's go ahead and read the questions right here. The announcements on Telegram. Like I mentioned, you always want to go to the pinned messages. Make sure you're clicking on the right Telegram, and you do that by going under Dex tools and making sure you are in the correct Telegram, right? So right now it says right here, exciting announcements coming in October. First product buyback program launching in October. Stay tuned for the updates. So like I mentioned, right now we are at a very critical area of support. Very, very critical, guys. If we lose this area of support, it's not gonna be looking too well. I think it's going to lose its momentum. So if we could go ahead and get this confirmation of this doji of a reversal with the buyback program coming in and the exchange listing, this will definitely go ahead and push it above the 12-cent price target that I believe will be coming in the next coming days, right? So we have that. I wonder when that's going to happen. Like I mentioned, if you are a holder, make sure to smash that subscribe button for me, because I will go ahead and be doing updates on all of this coming up. So it looks like right here they did another 50K Wall Street memes airdropped as well, and right here as well. This is the important message that I wanted to show all of you, right? Important announcement. We are aware that exchanges are listing Wall Street memes. Due to our exclusive listing arrangement with OKX, we are unable to announce them until the 3rd. As a result, our listing announcement on the 3rd will include exchanges we are already listed on. We are, however, in talks with another tier 1 exchange. So go ahead and comment down below. What do you guys think that tier 1 exchange is? Do you think it's Binance? What do you guys think that is? So I think with all the hype, that we just talked about, there's a high probability that we will go ahead and surpass. Sorry about that. I think with all that being said, I do think there's a high probability that we will go ahead and surpass the 20-cent mark. If we go ahead and have that buyback during that time, if the exchange listings that they're talking about, it's like a very, very hyped one that everybody's going to go crazy for, you could definitely go ahead and see it pumping above our area, which is anywhere between the 30 to 50 cents. Like I mentioned, low end 12 cents. With all this hype coming in, and if it really does push the market further, then we will definitely go ahead and see it hit over 50 cents. So right now I'm making my drink right now. Give me 1 second. Making my W right now. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. Let me scoop it up, man. I don't have my W cup right now. I think I left it downstairs, so I'm like dumping it all over my desk, man. So like for the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna go ahead and drink out of my jug. I'm gonna do a 2 scooper, man. Go ahead and use my code PEPE2 on checkout to go ahead and support the channel. This is what keeps me up and running when it comes to doing my live streams. You can go ahead and use this as a pre-workout too at the gym. For any of those that do like, you know, activities, it really, for me personally, I like using W a lot. Studying, working really does help you focus. So it gives you just the right kick, So let me go ahead and just make this drink, take a sip real quick, and let me go ahead and go back to the news, right, man? It's live, so I can't just like literally pause everything and take a sip, so. freaking amazing, man. But anyways, yeah, so it seems like there's a lot of hype coming in. Maybe I could only imagine, maybe it's a Binance listing. That's what I think, man. Honestly, I think it might be a Binance listing. And the reason why they'll be able to do this very like quick compared to other projects that we always hope and cross our fingers for is because they're at 100 million something market cap, man. They have the money. Like, remember, keep in mind, listing on exchanges is not free, guys. It costs money. And that's what a lot of people don't know, and it's really expensive. It costs anywhere between 50 to 100,000 to go ahead and get listed on an exchange, depending on the exchange and the kind of exchange listing you're doing, whether it's an airdrop, whether it's like they have all kinds of different listings, by the way, but it's anywhere between 50 to 100,000. It could be up a little bit higher because sometimes the teams do need to go ahead and provide the liquidity up front in order for them to go ahead and list. So what I'm doing right now is on Dex Tools. I went ahead and I got the contract right here on Etherscan. Now I'm going to go ahead and paste it on CoinMarketCap, and now when I click on Wall Street Memes, I could go ahead and see the exchanges they're currently listed on right now. So right now, if we go ahead and see, they're currently just listed on Spot, and we're seeing all the exchanges are listed on, right? Centralized exchanges and DEX, which is decentralized exchanges, right? So for the centralized exchanges, we see HTX currently right now with about 29 million of volume. That is insane, guys. And on OKX, this is about 13 million. I don't know how accurate this is. This is what it says. I'm just reading it. MEXC about 3 million. LBank about 178,000. WooX, which I never heard of. BingX, Bitmark, CoinX. So they're listed on a lot of exchanges already, and I wonder if those are the ones they're going to be publicly announcing. But what we could also go ahead and analyze, and this is the beauty of blockchain sometimes, is that you could go ahead and just go straight to what is going on with the holders and see if there's any other exchanges holding on to their tokens. We do see that this wallet right here owns about 40 million. We see that OKX holds about 17 million, so about 18% of the total supply. Typically, this means that they're holding it for liquidity purposes, or maybe they bought some too because they believe truly in the project, right? We really don't know, but typically when an exchange holds a certain amount of tokens is because that's the way they provide liquidity to their customers in order to go ahead and get filled in. Then we see MEXC right here, which is quite interesting, right? We see MEXC.com 3, which this one holds about 1.2 million. And then we see another one right here for MEXC that holds around $681,000. So I really don't know what that is. We see Gate.io right here, 148,000. LBank, 146. And let's see if we see anything that we see that's quite interesting, that maybe we could find the next exchange, right? So we don't see anything so far. I'm assuming that probably the first wallet that we just saw, it's probably a team wallet, and that's probably some of their liquidity maybe. So let's go ahead and check their address and see what they're holding and what they're doing, and maybe we could go ahead and see if they're interacting with any exchanges. I don't know what this wallet is. I hope it's not a whale, man, because if a whale holds over 40,000, that's not a good thing, man. I mean, 40 million, which is almost about like half of the freaking supply, which is definitely not something you want to go ahead and see, right? So I really doubt it. It says right here, harvest reward. So it looks like this is probably the staking platform, like the way they did the pre-sale. Like, so probably this is the supply that you could go ahead and interact with in order to go ahead and claim your tokens, is what I'm assuming, because if you read it right here, it says claim and stake, and then you see harvest reward. So I think this is the pool that you go ahead and claim if you did buy into the pre-sale and you interact with, right? It's probably the one that's the one that we see on the website that's probably attached with. So we're going to go ahead and see, like I mentioned, if you are a holder, let me know down below what price you got in. What do you think? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? What is your price target? And are you excited, man? Are you excited? I have a good feeling. I have a good feeling of meme coin season starting, man, because right now, look at Wall Street memes, right? Besides Wall Street memes, we see Silk Road at 36%. What other one's quite amazing? Ethereum at 77.8%. And now we have this one, Bitcoin GF, at 30%. And we're having a few tokens that are up a pretty crazy amount, right? During this time right now on a Sunday. Usually we don't have this much activity. So that usually gives us a little indicator that some sort of bullishness is coming into the market. And I truly do believe it's because of Wall Street memes. So we're going to go ahead and see where things go on moving forward. I'm going to go ahead and keep an eye on this very, very closely. Do expect some updates for tomorrow. But now let's go ahead and switch over to the DXY, which is one of the important indicators of how we see where the market's heading, right? You know how you guys... I prefer to go ahead and look at the DXY a lot because it's a really, really good indicator, in my opinion, to go ahead and analyze where things are going. So let's go ahead and read some questions right now. Go ahead and comment down below. Ferris says, all right, thank you. No worries, man. Thank you. So go ahead and comment down below any other questions, concerns. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think Wall Street memes could go ahead and hit $1? Do you think it's going to go to 0? Are you a holder? Are you not a holder? Like I mentioned, for me personally, I'm waiting for futures to go ahead and get enabled. You could go ahead and buy and hold on MEXC. So if you want to go ahead and buy some Wall Street memes, like I mentioned, I'm not a holder. You can go ahead and use my MEXC link down below. $20,000 of sign-up bonuses, no KYC, and literally takes less than 3 seconds to go ahead and create an account. Like I mentioned, I repeat myself, I will be trading Wall Street memes once futures gets enabled, which I don't think is going to be anytime soon, to be honest. I think if they enable futures, I think it's going to be very, very volatile, and I think it's going to dump like 90% if they do that. So I really, really doubt the team's going to go ahead and enable futures right away. It might be their last resort in order to get more volume and more liquidity through the roof, but I don't think they're going to be doing that anytime soon. So unless that's what the big news is on the 3 days. So we're going to go ahead and see where things go on moving forward. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the DXY. Let me go ahead and take a sip of my W right now. I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful day. I'm just patiently waiting, cash ready on the side of the market, getting ready to trade. That's literally what that's all I'm waiting for right now. So let's go ahead and analyze the market because I haven't taken a look at until right now that we're live. So right now on the DXY, like I mentioned, for all those that are brand new to the channel, please go ahead and join the community. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button for me. It's completely free, nothing. It does not cost you $1. So with the DXY, typically the way the DXY works is that every time the US dollar goes up in value, the Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency market goes down. So we definitely don't like to go ahead and see the DXY go up. We want to typically see the DXY go down in order for cryptocurrencies to go ahead and thrive and go up even higher. So that's usually what the correlation is with the DXY. Sometimes it's delayed by a day, a couple hours, so it's not 100% accurate, but this gives us a better understanding of what we could be expecting if there's a dump coming in, a pump coming in the market. It's through the DXY and through Bitcoin dominance. And right now we're going to go ahead and look at the DXY right now on the daily. We did see that on Friday it did have a sell-off. It looked like it had a little breather, and I did mention you could go ahead and expect the DXY to possibly even hold this area of support or even fall down as low as the 104.517, which would mean that, you know, cryptocurrencies will go ahead and have a little pump coming up in this coming up week. But with that being said, it does look like we do have a doji candlestick, and it ended on the green. So we're going to go ahead and see where things go on, right? We're going to go ahead and see if it's able to hold this area of support. If it doesn't hold this area of support, we could go ahead and say safely that we are more than likely dumping down to the 104 area, right? If we don't hold this area of support right here, we will go ahead and fall down, which would mean that cryptocurrencies will go ahead and pump, right? If the DXY doesn't hold on the 104 area, that means that we could go ahead and see it go as low as a 103, which would definitely mean that we will have a really nice run up in the market for the first and second midweek of October. That's if the DXY doesn't hold its support, right? If the DXY does hold its support, which is usually typical, what we see all the time since the last FOMC meeting, not the one in September, but the one prior to that, we've noticed that the DXY typically always has a sell-off for 1 or 2 days. 1 or 2 days, 1 day, sometimes even 3 days, and that's the longest we've ever seen the DXY dump. And that means that there's more pain in cryptocurrencies, right? So with that being said, I did mention be very, very cautious with any shorts coming up or any longs, because of the fact that because the DXY did dump on Friday, cryptocurrencies did, run up, right? But currently right now we do see that on, what is it right here? This is Friday, on Thursday, and Friday had a little reversal. We do see that it is giving us an indicator that the market might go ahead and go down this coming up week. So we might go ahead and see Bitcoin, fall back down. I did mention a few weeks back that I did believe 27,000 something was my area to go ahead and long Bitcoin and then short it from 27,000 something. I don't remember the number. We're gonna go ahead and look at that right now, all the way down to $24,000. And I think $24,000 is very, very doable for Bitcoin, but that doesn't mean that meme coins won't go ahead and pump. That would mean that meme coin season will begin. So ideally, we would like to go ahead and see the DXY go up. We would like to go ahead and see Bitcoin dominance go down. And we would like to go ahead and see Bitcoin go ahead and take a dip in order for the other projects that haven't really ran up, meme coins and altcoins, begin to shine. So I'm really looking forward for Bitcoin to go ahead and dump, and I'm really crossing my fingers that Bitcoin finally begins to dump, man. So ideally, I would like to go ahead and see the DXY go ahead and break this area of resistance, which is the 106. And I did mention the last couple weeks that 108 is around the corner, in my opinion. Why? Because we've been breaking through these areas of resistance time and time over and over and over again like nothing. Like, we literally touch resistance, we might go ahead and get a little breather, and then we break through it like it was nothing, right? We're not even struggling through the resistance. We're not even struggling through it. Where every resistance we've been breaking. Look at this, guys. We've been breaking the resistance right here. We broke this other prior resistance. We broke this other prior resistance. We broke this other prior resistance. So ideally, this is the reason why I'm not bullish on cryptocurrencies. Why? Because the DXY is going up. It doesn't mean we can't expect volatility going to the upside or to the downside. There's still money to be made, especially if you're swing trading in this market. That's why for me personally, the only asset I'm currently holding on to and buying the dip on is Bitcoin Cash. I'm a strong believer in Bitcoin Cash. Whether Bitcoin Cash hits $300, it drops down to $150, $50 or $100, I'm still going to be buying, right? Because I truly believe in that asset. So in my opinion, I think this is the time to go ahead and buy, not financial advice, any of those projects that you truly do believe that are going to be here in the long run, right? I would suggest you to go ahead and stay away from meme coins. That's just my opinion. You could go ahead and buy the dips on Shibas and Doges because they've been around for a couple years. But for any new meme coin that's around the corner, I would really suggest go ahead and make sure you have a position that you're comfortable losing if it goes down to zero, because that's the reality of meme coins, right? Unless we have meme coin season. And if meme coin season happens, that usually means we usually have a run of around 2 to 3 months. So we're going to go ahead and see. So I would suggest when it comes to meme coins, I wouldn't really be a back holder on meme coins. Why? Because the DXY is doing numbers right now, and I really do truly believe that because we've been breaking these areas of resistance over and over and over again, I do believe we're going to break this area of resistance of the 106, and we will go ahead and see the 108 like nothing. And I do think that once we do go ahead and break past that, we're going to go ahead and find the support at the 106 area, and then we're going to go ahead and continue this staircase effect until the DXY continues to make new all-time highs. And obviously that is not good, right? It's not good for crypto, and it's also not good for the economy. That means global economy inflation will go ahead and get even higher. A lot of you have been asking, John, how do you know inflation is going to get worse in 6 months? Well, the reason why I know this is because of the DXY. When you analyze the DXY, you understand what is going on with the market, and most importantly, you know how to prepare yourself for what could be coming in the market as well, right? It's not 100% accurate. The DXY could literally dump get rejected right here, if the DXY gets rejected, now I'm gonna play the bullish scenario for the crypto people, right? For all those that you know want to hear some moon stories, some moon boy action, moon girl action. If which I really doubt, I really doubt it, guys. Like I'm telling you, I'm showing you the reasons why I doubt it, because we've been breaking through this like nothing. If we do go ahead and get rejected right here for whatever reason, and we lose support at the 105 and we lose support at the 104, then we could go ahead and say safely that the DXY could possibly even go as low as $96, right? We could even go ahead and see the DXY go as low as over here, right around 96, 98, 97. I'm saying my numbers incorrect. Around right here, right? Ideally, if the DXY dumps, which would mean that the economy is going to take a massive hit besides inflation, that means it's going to look really bad, right? It's not going to be good. But if you are an investor, that means there's going to be a lot of opportunity for you. Usually when there's pain in the market, it's usually the time you want to go ahead and buy. So do expect, you know, the real estate market to get worsen up. Do expect a lot of repos coming in, and do expect the debt bubble getting closer to popping. And we definitely don't want to see that, right? Because you have to keep in mind that the only thing these banks do, all these central banks globally, the only thing they do and their only job is to issue more debt. And when they can no longer go ahead and issue debt and people are defaulting on any of their mortgages, their car payments, their credit cards, it's not going to look too well in the economy. But that would mean there would be a lot of buying opportunity on luxury goods, houses, watches, cryptocurrencies are going to be thriving. And I think that's when the bull run begins, right? When we see the DXY ideally crash to the 96, when we see a lot of pain in the market. So right now it looks like the Fed is really just trying to push as much as possible, trying to squeeze everybody out of their money, trying to go ahead and inflate as much as possible, make as much money as it can on anything until people can no longer take it. And then once people can no longer take it, then that's when I believe cryptocurrencies will go ahead and thrive. And this is the reason why a lot of corporate companies are now adopting to crypto. You're seeing a lot of institutions, a lot of banks now accepting crypto, denying crypto. You're seeing a lot of countries adopting to crypto, denying crypto, having regulation for the good, for the bad. And it's because we are entering a new world, which I believe is a new digital era and new world order, which is going to be a digital currency. I don't know when it's going to fully happen, but I think a lot of countries now have adopted to a digital currency and other countries haven't. And one of the countries that usually is the leading country is the US and hasn't adopted to any digital currency yet. So I do think that we are still in a long run and a lot of pain to come, but I also do believe that there is a lot of buying opportunities and there's going to be a lot of money to be made during this volatile market. And this is the reason why I tell all of you, pay really close attention who you listen to, pay attention to what makes sense, pay attention to the DXY, pay attention to Bitcoin dominance, and overall pay attention to what is going on around you. Don't rely on me. Don't rely on any other crypto influencer, no Twitter person, Jim Cramer, whoever you watch news. Don't rely on them. Pay attention to what's in front of us, which is the DXY. And it's only so much we really know, right? It's by looking at the DXY, checking out what banks are doing. I think a lot more banks are going to collapse. That's another story. But with that being said, let me go ahead and read some questions before I get off topic. Usually the third year of crypto life cycle of it is positive and half of it is negative. We already seen the positive. So what I can tell is the rest of the year, which is 3 months left, I think we're going to at least 2 negative months, new order. I agree with you, Saeed. I agree with you. Why? Because what is going on right now in the US? Right now in the US, we have an election that's coming up, which for all those that are not aware, the US unfortunately has a lot of influence in the global markets because they made it seem like the dollar is one of the strongest assets you want to go ahead and buy. And I mentioned for a lot of those people that don't understand how the global world works, it literally runs on debt, guys. It runs on debt. The world runs on debt. The government wants everybody to go ahead and finance items, live this kind of lifestyle with credit cards, loans, mortgages, high inflation and all this, because that's the way it works. They issue more debt to everybody. That's how the system works. It's literally a big Ponzi scheme if you sit back and ask yourself, haven't you noticed a lot of banks collapsing? You know why? Because people don't have enough money to go ahead and save and deposit. And when you're no longer depositing into banks, guess what happens? Banks begin to collapse because they don't actually have the reserves there. They don't have the reserves, bro. It's quite crazy if you really go ahead and sit back and analyze the market, and people will begin to call you crazy. Trust me. People will be like, bro, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Well, if I didn't know what I'm talking about, why is it that the DXY is doing exactly what we believe is going on? And we could almost pretty much, I don't want to say predict what's going on with the world, but we've been able to see what kind of top and bottom we're approaching, right? And we haven't received an indicator whatsoever that cryptocurrency is back. Doesn't mean you can't make money. You can make money shorting, you can make money longing, you can be making money swing trading, you could be making lots of money, right? Not because you're not making money or I'm not making money, it doesn't mean the world's not making money. Everybody's making money, right? But what I'm trying to say overall is, if you really go ahead and take a step back, we're close. I don't want to say we're nowhere near close, right? It just depends of how patient of a person you are. If you're patient to go ahead and wait 1 year or a year and a half for the biggest bull run in the world, because this is going to be a global thing, guys. This is a global change. And the markets are only going to go ahead and pump whenever the higher people, whether they're institutions, whether they're the banks, which I think the banks, in my opinion, control the global world. Why? Because we're all going after this thing, this illusion that doesn't exist, which is paper digital currency, right? When you go to your bank, when you go to the ATM, when you go ahead and take out the money, what do you see? Digits. A lot of people don't even transact with cash as much anymore, right? Most people just see digits on their screen. Do you really think when you go to your bank and you're checking your statement of how much money you have, do you really think you have that $100,000 or $200,000 or $20,000, whatever amount of money you actually have? Do you really think the bank is carrying that physically? They don't. They probably don't even have $10,000 at their bank, right? Because they use other people's money to go ahead and buy into stocks, buy into real estate, buy into these volatile assets themselves, even more than likely buying into Bitcoin with your money that you deposit into banks. That's how banks make money, right? They issue debt and then they sell their debt to other banks. And it's a huge Ponzi, man. So what I'm trying to say is that you could either go ahead and sit back and deny a lot of these things, or be like, you know what? Maybe John might be right and this makes sense, right? And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm not here to convince you. For all those that understand what I'm talking about, you and I are gonna, we're gonna benefit from this market. Whether it goes up, whether it goes down, we're gonna be set, man. We're gonna be set for ourselves, for our family, for our kids, husbands, wives. We're gonna be set, man. But for all those people that are like, hey bro, like I don't care, like I just want to know when Bitcoin moons, when this, you're in the wrong channel, man. I really do hope and suggest all of you to understand how the markets move. That way you don't wake up stressed out or going to sleep stressed out, not knowing where the market's heading. Because realistically, you could understand where the market's heading. In reality, I don't know where the market's going to head, but I could give you an idea of a possibility of where the market could be heading. And with that, you could go ahead and sleep more comfortable, right? You can know when to go ahead and buy the dip and when to not buy the dip, right? Saeed says, the way economy is working today, no more being effective like it used to be. So it must be a change. Nope, already borrowed as loans for other people. This is how they make money. 100%. See, Saeed understands. And I know a lot of you, are very, very smart individuals. And there's a reason why you guys watch this channel, right? Because you guys are very smart individuals. But I think, in my opinion, unfortunately, not enough channels talk about what we talk about. And it frustrates me, right? Because a lot of people, it's like the blind leading the blind. Like imagine like the person that doesn't understand how markets move are telling you how markets are going to move. Like, how does that make any sense? You could go ahead and see other YouTube channels of these other crypto influencers that are always pushing these meme coins. Bitcoin's going to hit 100,000 and Bitcoin dumps. Another day, Bitcoin's going to hit 100,000. We're closer to a bull run. No, we're not, guys. We're not closer to a bull run. We're near a bull run, but we're nowhere close, depending on what you consider a year to a year and a half to be close, right? So like I mentioned, expect more pain in crypto, especially Bitcoin. If the DXY does go ahead and have a reversal coming in Monday, then we could go ahead and see Bitcoin take a dip, and there might be even a delay. Maybe Bitcoin doesn't even dip. That's how useless sometimes some of this information is. You really don't know. But we have a better upper hand and a better understanding than most people. Trust me, guys. Most people don't even know how the economy runs. It's quite sad, honestly. You could go ahead and try to have any kind of decent conversation with anybody in the, like a standard conversation at your grocery store or at a bar or whatever the case is, family party, and you ask them any of this. Ask them how a bank works. They don't know how that works. They don't even know how to calculate an interest rate, man. And it's quite sad, right? You don't want to be that person. I think there's not a problem if there's not a problem knowing. I think a problem when it really becomes a problem is when you don't want to learn. When you want to go ahead and limit yourself and you're like, hey John, you know what? It sounds interesting what you're saying, but I just don't care. I just want to know when Shiba is going to go ahead and moon, and when I'm going to go ahead and become a millionaire and get a Lambo. And that's kind of the problem with the world overall, right? Most people are like, I don't care. But in reality, it affects a lot of people. And those are the same people that are asking, why didn't I should have bought, Bitcoin at this area, or I should have bought SHIB at this area. And those are the people that usually get screwed all the time in the market because they're not willing to go ahead and learn. And in my opinion, I think that's where the problem is. Most people just want to know the quick answer. Most people just want to go ahead and know when something's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, they get pissed. It's like, we need more people to be more accountable for their own decisions, That's why you can't really feel bad. Look, for example, and I'm going to get a little bit off topic, right? I'm getting back into options trading, and I was looking at the stock market because I think the stock market is going to be very, very volatile. That's where I started. I started trading options. I started trading the stock market back in 2017. That's where I started my trading journey, and then pivoted from stocks to crypto when this whole entire AMC and GameStop BS happened, right? Because I lost a lot of money because they prevented people from buying. And that's what made me transition to crypto, right? And with that being said, I was looking at some stock YouTubers, and I was seeing like there's still people believing of the hype of AMC hitting to $1 million a freaking share. Like, how delusional can you be, bro? Like, I literally lost money on AMC. I made a lot of money on GameStop, and I just moved on with my life, and I focused on other things. And there's still people thinking, hoping, crossing their fingers that AMC is gonna one day hit $1 million a share because a crypto influencer told them, or a stock influencer told them. Like, how delusional can you be, bro? Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, I'm sorry to break and bust your bubble, but $1 million stock for AMC is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's the reality of the truth, right? And then those are the same people crying and complaining like, this is all manipulation. Yes, of course the market's manipulated. Are you just now waking up and finding out? Like, instead of like blaming it on a YouTuber that you watch because he lied to you thinking that it was going to hit 1 million, like, anyone with common sense would have known that it wasn't going to hit 1 million, right? Those are the same people complaining as to why they got screwed on buying GameStop and AMC. But if they would have understood the way the market moves, manipulation, market cycles, hype, and all this, they would have never left holding the bag, right? So right now we're seeing Bitcoin dominance right now at the moment. And like I mentioned, with Bitcoin dominance, ideally, I would like to go ahead and see Bitcoin dominance fall below the 48.94 area. And typically that would give us an indicator that meme coin season is around the corner. But looking at the indicator right now, it looks like we are having a doji on the daily, and potentially we could go ahead and see, we could potentially see if this is not a head and shoulders pattern forming on the daily for Bitcoin dominance, which head and shoulders pattern is typically really bearish, right? So if we don't go ahead and see some movement going up tomorrow, then we are more than likely safe to say that we will be heading towards the 48.94 area, which this is going to be a confirmation that meme coin season is around the corner. And this is the reason why these are the indicators you need to go ahead and look at to go ahead and understand when there's a pivot in the market, right? A lot of people cross their fingers, hold. I used to be that person, man. 2 years ago on my crypto, when I started, I used to be the person crossing my fingers, holding that you know, poop coin Inu is going to pump to 20,000 million X. And I would listen to these influencers talking about how it's going to pump to $1, bro. And I was just sitting there panicking half the time, not understanding the markets, until I lost a lot of money. And I told myself, you know what? I had enough, man. I had enough of deciding when a developer is going to freaking predict my future, whether it's going to go up or it's going to go down, because the developer team's too lazy and they don't want to push this project, right? So this is the reason why I took the time to go ahead and learn, analyze, and I've noticed that typically when Bitcoin dominance drops around the levels of 48.94%, it's typically the time when meme coin season happens. I'm going based off what happened 2 years ago, right? I told you that looking at the monthly, we've realized that on Bitcoin dominance, we saw that this is the area that Shiba Inu actually started around when it topped Bitcoin dominance and it started to go down. And this is the time when Shiba Inu ended up making new all-time highs. And then this was back in 2021. This is back in 2022 when a lot of memes pumped around 2022. And currently right now, 2023, we've been delayed for a meme coin season, right? Doesn't mean 100% that if it drops below 47.10%, meme coin season is going to happen. No. Why? Because we ended up breaking that strong area of resistance. But in my opinion, I don't think we're going to go ahead and hold it. And I think we will go ahead and see this dump, leading to October being a run of meme coins and November. So I like I said, this is what I'm looking at. If for whatever reason it breaks above, you know, previous resistance, let's say 52%, then I'm going to say, you know what, guys, this was one of the prior indicators that I was looking at for a meme coin season. Typically it happened for 2 years in a row, and for the year of 2023 it seemed like it completely broke that out. So let's no longer look at this, right? So this is not 100% confirmation. I'm just going off previous information of what happened the last 2 years, and I'm assuming, like I said, I'm assuming that the same thing's gonna happen until I go ahead and get that confirmation. If it doesn't, and for whatever reason Bitcoin dominance shoots above 52% and we don't see meme coins shoot up, then I'm going to go ahead and say safely, okay guys, so remember that 47% of Bitcoin dominance typically runs a meme coin season. Well, it's out the door. That no longer exists. But until we get to that level, we're going to go ahead and stick and assume that when Bitcoin dominance falls below 47.10%, it's typically a meme coin season. So we're going to go ahead and see how October starts, ends, and as well with November. Like I mentioned, typically October is a very bullish month for meme coins. So was September, but September you saw how bad it's been. So we're going to go ahead and see if this is really the narrative. All right, so like I mentioned, this is just an indicator. It's not 100%. I'm just going based off prior information of the last 2 years. Okay, so like I mentioned, this is just a pure indicator, and until it gives us a sign to no longer follow it, we're not going to be looking at Bitcoin dominance this way ever again. But like I mentioned, I do think we will be approaching that area. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin real quick, and then we could go ahead and see what we could be expecting with the market. Go ahead and comment down below any other questions that you have, and make sure to go ahead and subscribe if you are brand new to the channel. So we're going to go ahead and look at this, some TA that I've done for Bitcoin, and we're going to go ahead and see where it could be coming in the next coming days. Please interact, guys. Like I mentioned, the only way I could go in further with these live streams, especially when I'm just sitting here talking, go ahead and comment down below, you know, say, John, I agree with you, I disagree with you. Let me know. It doesn't have to be crypto. You could let me know if you had any experience with AMC and GameStop back in that whole entire shenanigans that we had a couple years ago. What do you think about the market? Does this make any sense to you? Does it not make sense? Go ahead and comment down below, guys, because like I mentioned, my goal is to go ahead and provide as much value as possible for you, right? Because if you become a better person to understand, better trader, better investor overall to understand these markets, now you can go ahead and hit me up and be like, hey John, look, I think this is incorrect because of this and this reason. Now I have feedback to go back to and look at myself, and now I become a better, whatever you want to call me, a YouTuber, investor, trader. Now I become a better person, right? So the whole entire goal for me is to go ahead and help you, so then you could go ahead and help me back, right? It's a whole entire circle to go ahead and help each other, because that's really the way we could all go ahead and check our work, right? That's the only way you could go ahead and check your work. I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm not saying that I'm the only one that knows this. I'm not saying that I don't want any feedback. What I'm saying, and I would like you to all go ahead and interact when it comes to these videos, because my goal is to become better as a person overall, to go ahead and provide you better content, right? I'm not saying that this is going to happen 100%. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but this is data that we've been analyzing, that there's proof and it's factual, right? So this is not me coming out. This is not like BS coming out of my head that one day I woke up and I'm like, dude, this is the way to analyze it. No. All of this is done with a purpose, right? And that's why I want a lot of you to go ahead and analyze and look at the markets. Why? Because you won't be the person getting wrecked all the time. I used to be that person getting wrecked all the time. I used to get wrecked all the time, man. All the time when I said, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to really go ahead and sit here and analyze these markets and really test all of this, so I can no longer freaking depend on some BS indicator telling us that the market is going to go up. It's not going to go up, all right? So right now we're looking at Bitcoin on the daily chart. And I did draw these lines, right? I did mention that if we do go ahead and break resistance, and I drew them around over here. I did say expect some price action leading up to Bitcoin at the $27,000 area. If we do go ahead and break above this area of resistance, which is around the 27,910, which I mentioned, for me personally, I think that would have been a pretty good shorting opportunity. I'm going to be analyzing the market. If it is, I'm going to jump in. If not, I don't know, because right now we are at a very critical area of resistance. We could either go ahead and dump, or we could either go ahead and fly up. And we're really going to go ahead and see that tomorrow, right? Is the DXY going to go up? Is it going to go down? But if Bitcoin does go ahead and break this area of resistance, then we could go ahead and say safely, we could go ahead and see Bitcoin approaching 27,898, and then retracing all the way down to 26,810. And if we do go ahead and see this kind of movement, then I am more than likely going to go ahead and place along around this area right here, because now we can go ahead and say safely, hey guys, you know what? The downtrend of Bitcoin has now shifted, and now we are approaching $30,000 Bitcoin. And I think this is the kind of movement we will be seeing, a lot of volatility coming in the next couple months. And because, let me go ahead and say this, not because we hit $30,000, it doesn't mean Bitcoin's going to be approaching $100,000. No, it doesn't mean that. We could go ahead and still hit $30,000, $39,000, $40,000 and still be in a bear market, okay? Go ahead and keep that in mind. Why? Because we're looking at the DXY. Until the DXY changes, then we could go ahead and change our whole entire outlook. Maybe the crypto market does change and we are in a bull run right now. I don't know. But until we get those indicators, and we're going to go ahead and see. But I really doubt it, even with Bitcoin pumping from 27,000 all the way up to $31,000, I would still say we're in a bear market. We could go as high as $40,000 and still be in a bear market. Why? Because if you zoom out, we're still at this very critical area of resistance right here, which I think we will be approaching sometime in the future. I don't know when, but I do think ideally this could go ahead and happen. So this is the reason why I'm saying that this is a really good time to go ahead and make a nice amount of money because of the volatility that we will be getting with the market, right? So we do break above that $27,000 area, and we do break touching that $28,000 with very strong support. With very strong volume, then $39,000, $40,000 Bitcoin is very, very doable. It doesn't mean once we hit the $39,000 area or $40,000 area, it doesn't mean Bitcoin can't go ahead and dump down all the way down to 27. And I think this is what's going to happen. And I think once this happens, whether it's $30,000 or $40,000, I think after we consolidate right here, and this is leading onto a year and a half, right? This is not in a month. This is not in a day. This is literally everything that we're drawing out. This is like literally probably going to be 2 months that we're going to see this kind of action coming in. Then I do believe that eventually, after a lot of consolidation that we see coming up, we will eventually see Bitcoin start that bull run. And I do think that's very, very possible. After we see a dump, after we see it possibly consolidate for a while, to the point where people are so tired, they're like, you know what, I'm so tired of crypto, I'm going to go ahead and sell. We might even see a dump down to $24,000, consolidate for a while, and then out of nowhere, where no one's ever bullish ever again, we're going to go ahead and see a break through these levels out of nowhere. And if you see this with all the stuff that I drew out, this is leading all the way to year 2024 and 2025, and this is around where the Bitcoin halving will go ahead and happen. And then this, around this area, is where we might potentially go ahead and start the bull run. So like I said, ideally 2024 2025 is what we will go ahead and have some bullish momentum coming in my opinion. Like I said, this could all literally change. Maybe tomorrow's a bull run, maybe next month is, I don't know, until we get those indicators. And we could go ahead and say, but safely I would say, because we haven't gotten any full-on confirmation of any bullish momentum really coming in order for us to get that bullish momentum, I would like to go ahead and see a break above 39,000 with no struggle. But I do think that if we do break above the $30,000 area, I do think $39,000 area is going to be a very strong area of resistance. And maybe we touch 40,000 and then dump. And I think this is going to be the last shakeout people get, leading all the way up to the halving, where then we have a bull run coming up. So go ahead and comment down below. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that this is a scenario that could typically happen? And are you going to be trading this, longing and shorting Bitcoin? Because if you look at this, there's going to be two different kinds of people, right? There's going to be people watching this, probably pooping bricks, not knowing what's going on with their investments. And then there's going to be you guys that understand what is going on with the market, because you're keeping all your ears and eyes open, right? You're open to go ahead and for open discussion, right? You're open to go ahead and analyze one other thing that you might not trade. I've never really traded Bitcoin, guys. I never did. I was a pure shitcoin trader. That's all I liked. I like shitcoins. Until I was like, you know what, dude, I'm done getting screwed so many times with shitcoins, because you could sit down and do TA and usually it never happens. And usually with shitcoins, I've noticed meme coin season is when you start to make a lot of money. And that's why I was like, you know what, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop freaking losing a lot of money, and I'm going to just go ahead and start analyzing to what makes sense. And that's when I realized that you can still make money in the market, whether it's up, whether it's down, if you're trading Bitcoin, Ethereum, any of these other altcoins. Especially Bitcoin's a little bit more predictable. Not too predictable, but it's a lot more predictable than your freaking Pepe 4.0 or Pepe coins, right? Because you could actually go ahead and have previous data of where we've been heading, right? If you really zoom out, we're nowhere near a bull run. Think about it. Our price target is $68,000. Probably this is right here, 67,881. And this is the area, trust me, this is going to be the area, and you don't want to be this person, right? This is the reason why you want to understand how to read trends, understand market cycles, understand all of this, because You don't want to be the person buying into any meme coins, altcoins, Bitcoin when it starts approaching these areas right here. You don't want to be that person. When you're buying right here and you're hearing everybody talk about it, your grandma, your mom, your boyfriend, your husband, your sister, your cousin, people that don't even know what Bitcoin was last year and they're talking about it, that's the time usually, typically, you want to start selling, right? Because you want to be the person buying and accumulating whatever it is, Bitcoin, whatever altcoins you believe in, shit coins you believe in, around these areas right here. This is a time you want to be accumulating when nobody wants them, when nobody cares about it, when no one talks about it. That's the time you want to be buying, not financial advice, right? We're just going based off previous data from what we've seen with the stock market and Bitcoin do, right? Typically the time when it's a good time to buy, from what we've seen, is usually the time when no one cares about it. Nobody cared about Bitcoin around this time. I remember Bitcoin was dumping. I mean, around June of 2022, Bitcoin was dumping and it topped around $24,000 and it went as low as $16,000, and people thought that the world was going to fall and end and Bitcoin was going to go to zero. And guess what? The people that bought in Bitcoin right here, they're up. They're up, and they're going to probably make more money right here around these areas right here. They're going to make a nice return, especially if they're leverage trading that, right? Or they're holding on to a leverage position. And you don't want to be that person right there. You want to be the person either buying and selling the dips, selling the tops, shorting the tops, buying the bottoms. You want to either be trading it, or you want to be the person at least doing somewhat of a swing trade, right? Go ahead, buy around November of 2022 of last year, be patient, and then go ahead and sell once you feel a little bit more comfortable, or you're like, you know what, I think Bitcoin's going to go ahead and fall down below. So you want to be the person buying around the times nobody cares about that asset. You want to be buying around the times nobody really cares. So what you could go ahead and sell when everybody's talking about it. You don't want to be the person stuck buying Bitcoin. I hope a lot of you did not do this. Buy Bitcoin at around $68,000 or even $63,000 or even $50,000. And if you did, there's not a problem, right? Because if you didn't understand what we're talking about today, market cycles and all this, you could go ahead and excuse yourself, right? You know what I mean? Be like, you know what? I didn't know. I was maybe not the brightest of listening to my cousin that told me that it was going to hit, $1 million in a year. It's okay. Don't be too hard on yourself, right? But if you're watching this video right now and you're the person buying Bitcoin at these areas right here, and right now you're not buying because you think it's going to go to zero, well, I'm here to tell you, not financial advice, Bitcoin's not going to go to zero. Bitcoin is destined to go ahead and go above $100,000. It's not going to happen in a year, though. It's not going to happen in 2 years. It's going to happen in 5-10 years. So if you're sold the dream that you're going to get rich quick buying cryptocurrencies, I'm sorry to tell you, it's not the case. Can it happen? Yes, but for the most time, if you go in with that mentality, you're going to get screwed as a trader, you're going to get screwed as an investor, and you're going to be buying into all this FOMO that really there's no reason why you should be doing it, besides the fact that you want a Lambo by next year to impress your friends or your wife, or maybe you want to change wives, right? I don't know. You have to ask yourself what your goals are, and you have to really go ahead and be focused on the long run, because I'm telling you, the reason why I'm telling you this, guys, listen, the reason why I'm telling you this is because I've been that person that would buy the tops, would get wrecked, would be pretty depressed for the next coming days, months, not knowing where things are going, probably be pooping bricks around these areas because I don't know where my investment is going. Maybe I invested too much, right? Maybe I wasn't able to go to sleep well, right? I was always nervous looking at charts. Why? Because I didn't know any of this. So I was an idiot buying cryptocurrencies around these areas. I was also the idiot believing that Bitcoin was going to hit new all-time highs and my meme coins and my altcoins were going to go ahead and take off and make me millions overnight. But now I've learned from my mistake, and I want all of you to go ahead and do the same thing, right? It's not a problem if you're that person here. It's all about growth. People change, people grow, and the goal is to become a better person, better trader, better investor every day, every moment, every second, every day, right? That's the goal, to grow every day. And if you did the same mistake like I did last bull run, Trust me, guys, I do not want to be wrecked again. Last bull run, I made a lot of money, and I also lost a lot of money, and I literally lost everything to the point where I'm starting everything all over again. And if you're that kind of person where you're like, hey, John, dude, I feel you, man. I was a person freaking buying the tops, getting wrecked, and I lost everything. You know, probably a lot of you lost your car, houses. You know, I lost a lot of shit too, right? And I'm still here. I'm here stronger now this time. I'm stronger than ever. Why? Because I took the time to not only get pissed at the market, because I was pretty pissed, but at the end of the day, you have to understand how this game is being played. This is all a game. This is all a simulation of a game of emotions of how people react. And typically, people like to go ahead and buy during the green for whatever reason, right? It's probably a psychological part. And I'm tired of getting screwed. I got pretty screwed pretty bad around this time, right? Literally, had to restart my whole entire life from where I started, ground zero all over again. And if you're that person too, or you didn't get affected as well, but you don't want to be getting screwed like this all the time and buying the tops, this is the way you do it, by understanding how to read a decent chart. I'm not doing anything crazy, guys. I'm not doing any like freaking crazy movements. All I'm doing is support, resistance, and that's it. Very, very simple. All you have to do is just really put your emotions to the side and really be realistic to yourself, right? So like, what if this doesn't happen, right? What if this doesn't happen? Because it's not really giving us a clear indicator. We could say that this is a very strong selling pressure right here around this area. Then we could go ahead and see Bitcoin fall below $24,000, which I'd be very, very happy to buy that dip, because I do believe that if we do go ahead and hit $24,000, we're more than likely going to go ahead and see Bitcoin drop below the $20,000 area, with the $21,000 area. And I'd be extremely happy, because I would like to go ahead and short this right here. Imagine shorting this all the way down, buying this bottom, and then longing all the way to $30,000. $20,000 to $30,000 on leverage. Imagine that. It's not as easy as it sounds, because there's going to be a lot of volatility, a lot of fake outs, a lot of liquidity grabs. So it's a lot easier said than done. So it's not as easy, right? So it's not really easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. So we're going to go ahead and see where things go on with this market moving forward. I'm very, very excited for Monday. Like I mentioned, remember your risk. Don't over leverage yourself. If you don't feel comfortable trading this market, don't jump into the market because your buddy Joe shorted a Bitcoin and he's up freaking $100,000, right? Everybody has a different risk management. People are going to trade differently, and you have to understand that people have different trading styles. Not because I'm bullish on or short on Bitcoin doesn't mean you have to be as well. All of this information that I'm saying is for you to go ahead and have an open discussion with yourself when you're getting ready to go ahead and trade. Ask yourself, with the information that John provided, now let me go ahead and do my own TA and ask myself, do I truly believe that Bitcoin will go ahead and hit these levels? Do I truly believe that Wall Street memes is going to hit this level? So I want all of you to go ahead, if you are looking into trading. Right now, I'm taking a break, guys. I'm off of trading right now. I'm entering the trade probably tomorrow, maybe next week. But like I said, right now I'm just sitting back, cash ready. I'm ready to go ahead and throw in some money in this market. I'm just looking and I'm waiting patiently to go ahead and get a better understanding and feeling of where the market is going. Is the market going to go up, or is it going to go down? And once I get that understanding and I see that, then I'm going to go ahead and start placing my trades. And I want all of you, when you are entering a trade, make sure to ask yourself, am I comfortable if Bitcoin doesn't hit this area or Wall Street memes to go ahead and lose my 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe $300 investment? Whatever investment amount you have, ask yourself, are you okay losing 30% of it, 40% of it, 50% of it? And how would you go ahead and deal with it? So emotionally prepare yourself, because if your trade goes well, you also have to go ahead and prepare yourself. Are you going to be willing to go ahead and take profits? Right? But if you're not emotionally, mentally prepared for a loss or for a gain, which I'm going to tell you guys, you can't prevent a loss or a gain, right? You don't know where the market's really going. I don't know where the market is going. But you have to ask yourself, every time you're going into the trade, you're literally almost flipping a coin, making sure that what your trade analysis did is going to hit. And if it doesn't go your way, you have to ask yourself and be prepared, are you mentally able to take that loss? Are you going to go ahead and pull out at a $5,000 loss, $2,000 loss, or are you going to go ahead and go be a pure degen and lose all of it and YOLO it? And if you're comfortable losing $100,000 with no problem for your psyche, then do it. It all depends on your trading style. Whatever you feel comfortable for you, whatever makes sense for you. I know I have a lot of you viewers that watch me that, you know, have 7-figure accounts, but I also have people that maybe have never even seen $10,000 in their life, and to them $10,000 or maybe even $5,000 is life-changing money, right? So I can't tell you where your risk should be. That's the kind of question you should be asking yourself, and ask yourself, are you prepared to take that loss or that gain and be able to go ahead and pull out? Remember, the goal is not to be a multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire, multi-trillionaire overnight. The goal is to go ahead and do it gradually as time goes on, because if you're playing the game where you want to make money overnight, you usually make dumber mistakes and you usually typically end up blowing multiple accounts. And I'm telling you that because I've been that person, right? So with all that being said, I hope all of you guys enjoy this video today. Like I mentioned, if you are a holder of Wall Street memes, I already did some TAs, so go ahead and make sure to watch his live stream back. Reverse to everything I talked about. I did TA on Wall Street memes. And for all those that are currently watching in that just tune in and are holders of Wall Street memes, I do believe that we could probably see 12 to 20 cent mark coming in the next coming days. So if you are a holder of Wall Street memes, go ahead and smash that subscribe button for me. Join the community. I will be talking about Wall Street memes whenever you get these news. We have listings coming up in 2 days, and we also have a buyback program that will be coming up as well. So we're really going to go ahead and analyze what is going to happen with Wall Street memes. So I hope all of you guys enjoyed this video today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm very excited for tomorrow. So good night, good morning, depending on the time you're watching. And like I mentioned, remember risk management. Remember why you're doing what you're doing. Whether it's trading, whether it's investing, ask yourself why you're doing it, for what purpose, for what reason, and really understand everything that you're doing, right? Because you're going to lose your mind in this volatility of this market. Bitcoin is up one day, then is down the next day. Up one meme coin could be up 50%, the next day it could dump 80%, and you have to ask yourself and remember the reason why you're here, right? Remember that. Anyways, make sure to like, comment.